Okay, my name is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton-Sehon with Swiftfire, and we are back again with Jill, and I'm just really excited. I choose to know. Let me get this technology thing going on here. Who's all here with me? If you don't mind, please let me know where you're from, your name, what city, state. We just got booted off the internet for some reason, so we're going to try this again. I'm doing some giveaways. I'm giving away an abundance oil for those of you who are on here, and I'm giving away a free crystal class, crystal membership. So let me get Jill back on here again. And oh, hey, Crystal Beach. Awesome. I don't know what happened, but apparently we went white for a minute. Isn't this fun? All right, Jill. Okay, Jill, let's see. All right, Jill, are you here? Hey, I'm gonna see what we could do. Let me figure out how to get you back on here. Let's see. Don't you love technology? I just love it. Okay, Jill. Add. All right. We're going to do this, you guys. Everyone put your energy in this right now. This is
I'm back.
Ah!
Hello. This happens when I'm around. It does.
No, we're changing that up.
I get it's just magical. It's just,
yes.
It's all that energy.
Yes. So I was just saying in the first segment that I'm giving away an abundance oil. All you got to do is follow us, follow her. I'm also giving away a crystal class membership. It's got packed of like 100 posts and videos and classes on how crystals and oils work together with energy and science and the Bible and all that mess. And earlier I had mentioned my freaking Stalkers Anonymous following Jill and thinking she's so amazing, and then getting to meet her in person, and she didn't let me down. You know, that's the thing. Is sometimes you like build up in your mind how cool people are on the internet, and then you meet them or in a book or whatever, and then you meet them and you're so let down. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to burn all my books because that person is such a jerk. And she wasn't a jerk at all. She's so cool.
Yes, not a jerk.
Person. Yeah, she's the real thing. Like, what you see here is what you see when you are standing next to her. And I love her authenticity. Yeah. I love, like I was saying earlier, all the colors of expression you are with your hair and who you are. And just like, hey, I'm going to do this now. Oh, and I'm doing this. And like, I love that because I've had all the colors of the rainbow, sometimes at once by accident, but I've done that. And so I just felt like a kindred thing from her, you know, in the beginning. And now that I know her a little bit more in person, it's even more. She's got amazing tips. She's got lots of things in her grow group that inspire me on a daily. And I know many of you guys are in that group and you enjoy her and her team and all the people that contribute just as much. And so I'm going to let you have the floor and just give us a little background, and then we'll go into some questions. How about that?
Great. I can do that. So I actually am coming up on my 5-year oil anniversary, which is crazy because 5 years ago, I was an orthopedic surgery PA. I was working 60 plus hours a week. I was on call 2 weeks out of the month, like 24/7 for multiple surgeons in the practice. It was just craziness. And 5 years ago, I found my kit. I was realizing that there was natural options and that that's what my family needed. And almost right away, I saw that income opportunity and I said, this is what I was made for. Like my entire background, I knew that there were certain events in my life that would eventually play out into, and the reason why I did that, but this is where my heart was. And a year after buying my kit, I actually resigned from my full-time job so that I could be home full-time with my family. And it has just been such a blessing. And I've just seen such growth personally outside of all of the other aspects of my life from making that one decision. And it's been amazing.
Yes. And isn't it funny how that happens? Because I never, ever, I don't know if you were, but like when I got my kit, I was one of those people that told the person who enrolled me, don't talk to me about the business. I'm not doing this. Like a lot of the people that I talk to that are diamonds, they are doing something else. They come in and it ends up being like their passion enough to like transition over and jump into this being their new career. And this was after, I mean, I'm super red. I think you're kind of red.
Yeah. Like a lot, like that much.
Yeah. That big. Yeah. So, I didn't even want anybody to ask me about it. I would get mad if they even like barely brought it up, because for me, I jump in once I decide and once I choose. And but I had to know that it worked before I put anything in it, whether it was energy, time, money, all of those things. And so, but then when I did, it was like, okay, I'm all in, you know?
Yeah.
So, isn't it funny how like most of the diamonds, none of them were like, oh, I think I'm just going to get a kit and be in this business now. Like, that's not, that was
me. I was like, I literally signed up with the intention to use the products, but also run with the business.
Really?
So I signed up March 31st. And like, I think I enrolled my first person April 5th. It was like the first week of April. It was so crazy. But I literally jumped in and I said, and I think a part of it was because I'm so red, I saw that potential and I was like, if other people are doing this, I can do this too. So let me just run with it. So I'm like the oddball that I went to my enroller and I said, I want the product, but I also want to do this as a business. So tell me all about it.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because you're right. Being a red, once you decide, that's it. But for me, you got to understand too, I'm like 10, 11 years into it. Whenever I first started, there wasn't a single soul that I ever met in my life that had an oil. Like they weren't at the gas station and Target and Bed Bath and Beyond. Then it was like you were weird if you were talking about oils.
Yeah.
I mean, people were afraid of you, or at least they were afraid of me. They were just like, "What is going on with her?" So it took me getting over my own self and realizing, like, oh my God, there's 1,600 scriptures in the Bible that refer to this. I can be in ministry and do this, you know, like this goes along with the ministry of healing. This goes along with my purpose, which is to help people be better, and that they're all intertwined, you know? So if you were going to give 5 tips to anybody here who's on the call or watching the replay about like really how to go after it, you know, just go for it. I may jump in and piggyback a little bit, but give me what you got. Give me the goods here.
All right. I even have Post-it notes. Like that's how ready I am for this.
Awesome.
The first thing that like, and I just kind of looked back over what did I find were the pivotal moments in my business. Getting over your limiting beliefs and any kind of poverty mindset. The sooner that you can do that, the faster you are going to move through, because I didn't understand that I was blocking myself. I have a fear of success and I had no idea that that was holding me back. And even though I was ranking fast in the beginning, all of a sudden, once I realized that I got to a point and I was afraid of defining myself as what I saw some other people of a certain rank, I would stop myself because I didn't want to grow into that rank and be labeled as in a certain way that I didn't feel was authentic to me. And so what I realized was I define what that means. It's Jill growing into that. It's my path. It's nobody else's. So I had to get over that. And then poverty mindset. I thought I like money. I like success. Like money in the hands of good people just does more good. But what I wasn't realizing was that there were so many different aspects to poverty mindset, that it was, who do you surround yourself with? Who do you look up to? Who do you admire? Who do you resent? Like all these little pieces. And it was almost like once I got through those limiting beliefs and the poverty mindset, things just unlocked. So I always say, like, the sooner that you can get through that, the better. And the sooner that you can teach the people coming on board with you to get through that, the better. The next thing would be to just build it. I remember always just getting these drops of inspiration. And I always feel like there's always ideas that are being dropped on everybody constantly. But the difference is the people that grab them and then do something about it. So early on, I knew that we needed a meeting because in Florida, there weren't many meetings. And so I decided to say, hey, all right, whoever's in the area, let's rent like a schoolroom at a hotel that has just a meeting room, and let's just meet there. So that first year, there was 40 people in the room. And I just said, what do you guys want to learn about? Pick some leaders. We all just got up there and did like a 15-minute talk, and we did that. Then the next year it was 200. The year after that, it was 400. And then along came Diamond Bound and Elevate. So I was like, okay, let's go over into that. But then I got the inspiration for smaller retreats when I was talking to some other leaders. And I realized like that's where my heart was getting into a house with 10 to 20 other people and really getting deep into why are we doing this? What's holding us back? And how can we be better versions of ourselves, you know, as people, as business owners, moms, wives, all of that. And then also grow. That was another thing that I created. I had the idea that I knew my team didn't just want to hear from me. They had to learn from other leaders who were smarter than me and had different strengths in so many different aspects. And that if I came together and said, hey, let's offer a free group for anybody who wants to be in it, and let's just throw out how we train and how we learn, somebody's going to pick up on it. And it was just amazing to see the response. People just needed to hear the same thing in different colors, right? And nobody had done that, or like we just hadn't seen that before. So if you're getting these drops of inspiration, these ideas, run with it. It doesn't matter time, money, energy. Like if it is being dropped on you, you're supposed to run with it. That means that you have the capabilities. You don't have to figure out the how, just make it happen. And that's it. I think sometimes we get so tripped up. Well, I don't have money. I don't have time. For some reason, you were given that idea to make it happen. So just build it. Just build it.
Yes. I totally agree. And I love your group, and I love the synergy of everybody who's in that group. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I had an analogy one time about cross-pollination, and I was doing meetings like you are in Louisiana, and it was like I was saying the same thing over and over, you know, different ways, whatever, had new people, whatever. And then I was just getting burnt out and tired, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to bring someone else in. And we brought in someone who almost verbatim said the exact things I always said. And I was so PO'd because literally, like, my mom and my best friends were like, oh my God, did you hear when he said blah, blah, blah? And I was like, you're serious? Because I've been saying that for 4 years, you know? And it was just like, but you're right. People hear different things in different ways, even though it may be said with the same idea, that sometimes it's just like a slight different way, or the personality comes through a different way or something. And it sparks something. You know, so if there is that cross-pollination of multiple people working together, saying different things in different ways, you know, it does something on the inside energetically to get that spark of, and you never know, you know, I had this thing where I was like, I'm going to talk to these 3 people, and these people are going to for sure go in it. And then I had this pre-mindset like, well, those people probably won't. Put it all out there. The people I thought really would didn't do anything, and the people I never thought would completely jumped on board. So I was like, okay, I just got to let go of any preconceived ideas, expectations, thoughts, and send it out to whoever will listen, and whoever takes it, right?
Absolutely. And I always, because people say, well, you know, how do you treat your business member versus your regular member? And I said, I treat them all as if they're going to build a business. Because once you have that opportunity, it's there. Why would I treat anybody differently? And that mindset has also changed things. So I always work with everybody as if they're going to be the next diamond.
That's cool. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. We got 3.
And then number 3 is back to basics. Okay. I think as we're growing, we like to complicate things. We try to say, what system can I do? What book can I buy? Like, what are all the things that are going to make me more successful? When in reality, all you have to do is look at how did you enroll people in the beginning? You know, how were you making those authentic connections? When you picked up that bottle of lavender and you were like, oh my gosh, I had this experience, you were telling everybody with passion. But now fast forward a couple years and you pick up that bottle of lavender, you still have that same response, but now are you telling people with the same passion? So I actually like to say, print out the list of your personally enrolled and how did you actually enroll those people?
Wow.
You know, remember those first times and then do more of that. I know I do better with one-on-one. So if I go out and I try to fill a giant room, you know, with 40 people and do a class, that's not where my strength is. Not saying I wouldn't do it, have the opportunity, absolutely. But my strength is one-on-one. So what am I doing? Booking and reaching out more one-on-one. Let's go out for coffee. Let's talk about this, because that's where I get really excited. So just go back to the basics. What happened when you first got your kit and how were you sharing then?
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. And that's a good reminder for everybody, really, honestly. Awesome. What's your number 4? Mid-drink.
Number 4, mid-drink. Hey, I'm doing good. I got my voice all just for you tonight. Number 4 is community. And this was something that I really learned as I was growing, because sometimes my attention would go towards where I thought I needed growth. And so then what was being really, you know, strong, sometimes I turned my attention away because I was like, oh, they're fine. I'm not needed there. When in reality, we're in this for the sense of community. I actually followed Erin Rogers. She said that she did a soup book study, that book by John Gordon, that's all about coming together and how we're all ingredients in soup. And I did that study with a bunch of my executives, and that really turned the tables on how we started to work together. Doing things like the Propel study, Nicole Perez's workbook, that has been really good for building community, just because you're kind of working through the basics of the business and growing, but all at the same time. And then edifying consistently, making sure that we are really raising everybody up, no matter if they just joined and got their kit, maybe they just joined ER, maybe they used an oil for the first time and they posted about it. Whatever it is, edifying people and making them feel a part of the community, giving them opportunities to jump in. You know, I opened my home up, which I don't have a large home at all, but I was like, you know what, if this is where people feel comfortable, come on over. So we pile in my house the last day of the month and we work on end of the month stuff. We pile in my house at the beginning of the month and we plan out things. And it's that whole community aspect that a lot of people miss out on. And we have more people that want to pursue this as a business now because they want to be a part of that community.
Yeah, I think that's a real big key for sure, is the culture. You created such a cool culture of like, where it's, you know, the FOMO thing where it's like, you know, it's not cool, you know, well, I'm going to miss out if I don't get a part of this. And so, and just creating that whole, like, love has to be the center, like really caring about what's in it for them, and not just like, hey, how are you going to help me? How are you going to get my OBG? How are you going to get my sale? How are you going to get my leg or whatever? But just like loving people where they're at with absolutely no strings attached at all, just because they exist, because they're a human and they should be loved, because we all should be loved. So I love that. I love how, and I love your retreat thing. Oh my gosh, that was such a big thing for me. And you actually inspired me to do my first retreat after I talked to you on the bus. I did my first retreat. I'm not like retreat-aholic like you are. You are a retreat-aholic, but I did my first one, and I'm already planning my second one. You'll be so proud of me. But
amazing.
Yes, I like the intimacy of, like what you said, is like just sitting in face-to-face people and like really digging in and seeing what's going on. Awesome.
Well, that's where you could see, what are people struggling with? What am I struggling with? Where can I be a better leader? Where can I help these other people grow into where they want to grow into? And those retreats are just amazing. And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be anything formal. Just get together with people and talk and just learn. Talk about what you're struggling with. Work through it.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Let's hear number 5.
Number 5, long game always. Always, always, always think about not the short term, month to month, but like, what does next year look like? What does the next 3, 5 years look like? I know what it feels like when your numbers are high and then the next month they're low and the month after they're lower. But this is the nature of business. So I actually track all of my OGs and I have a beautiful graph that goes up and down, up and down. But what happens is over the course of 5 years, it's continued to go up. And so many people, the minute that they take a downturn, they want to throw in the towel and say it's not worth it. But what I saw after I read the 4-year career, I realized if I dig my heels in, work, build a foundation, and continue to work at it, this is just going to grow. And that's what I see with everybody who is having success is they're not the ones to turn their backs and walk away. They say, okay, whatever season this is, what can I learn? How can I do better? And then how do I keep moving forward? So always knowing about the long game, and also being inspired over seeing comparison and competition. So when I came in, I saw a lot of people ranking fast, doing amazing things. They came in with big followings. And I said, okay, I love what they do. I don't have the same background that they do, but I can be just as successful. So how can I be inspired by what they do and then do this in my own path? And that was really helpful as well.
Yes, I love that. I'm hoping that when we get off, if you don't mind, the books that you've mentioned, do you mind like just putting the name out there? So, because I know there's some people here are asking like, what book is she talking about, and what's the workbook she did? And
I'll put that all up. Awesome, I even have a study and grow that you can do along with their Propel too. So I even have that all set up.
Awesome, cool. Okay, well, we have a few minutes left. I would love to hear your top 5 products of like what you absolutely, if you're on an island somewhere, like what do you have to have?
Oh yes, Ningxia Red. I always say if there was only one product I could ever buy, it would be Ningxia Red. It's totally changed our life in this house. White Angelica, that blend, it just keeps me, it just keeps me normal. Like it keeps me right here all day. Every morning, I shield myself completely. I, have my gratitude, my prayers, and then I move forward. But White Angelica. Number 3 would actually be Melissa. And I can't tell you all those reasons, but just know that Melissa is so amazing. And I really find it nourishing to when I apply it on my throat. My outside of my throat. Number 4 would be Thieves Cleaner, because one bottle of Thieves Cleaner and you've got your whole house taken care of. Like you're ditching the toxic stuff everywhere. And then number 5 would be Sulfurzyme. So I didn't know how amazing Sulfurzyme was until I saw the YouTube video by Dr. Minky, and now my whole family, we just blown away. So I have my Sulfurzyme every day. So those are my 5: Ningxia Red, White Angelica, Melissa, Thieves Cleaner, and Sulfurzyme.
Awesome. That's a pretty hefty list. And I got to agree. The Sulfurzyme, and you're right. We can't say. And also, your hair looks fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you. Right.
Awesome. Well, I thank you so much for, even with the patience of the technology and all of that. For those of you who are watching, please go and tag your people and your friends and share and get these people in the group so people can hear the amazing gold nuggets of what she shared here with us tonight. And, if you can drop your Grow group link in here somewhere at the bottom too, because I know there's some people that would really, really just, maybe they've never heard of it. And boy, you guys, you got to get in there. And also I encourage everybody to get on the like anything she's ever doing in the 12 Days of Diamond or anything. If you ever see anything with her name on it, run and go listen to what she says. I'm telling
Thank you.
So I'm believing that there's going to be some like books coming out or some stuff like that we can like actually visually partake in and maybe do at our retreats with Jill's name on it. I don't know, but
so crazy.
Are you going to be in Spain?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I will be there, girl.
So we're taking off on Saturday, and we have a diamond thing coming up, and we'll be able to be with each other again. And you know what? For those of you who are on, I encourage all of you to be on our next year's diamond trip. Sit down and figure out what you have to do. What are the steps for you to do to get there to be with us? Because we want to hang out with you. Wouldn't that be fun? Awesome. So have a great night. Thank you again for all your time.
Thank you. This is wonderful.
And I'll see you on Saturday. And for everybody else, do all the things on this. Go follow her, and we'll see you next time. All right. Talk to you guys soon.
Sounds great. Bye.